there's lots to look at. So we will stop and go along the way quite a bit. We're gonna keep our eyes open for the things we see. We're gonna keep our ears open for the birds and the different things that we hear. And when we have the opportunity, sometimes either me or Mr. Richard might just jump down because we might see something really cool on the ground or something budding, okay? Now, I'll ask quickly your names as well, and then we'll hit the trail. But I do want to, of course, stay COVID conscious as we stay, and we'll be sure to keep our mask on. Let's keep our distance. When a bike, if someone sees a bike, if you don't call it out, a bike or a horse coming, do call it out, okay? Bike, right? Bike coming from behind, bike coming from ahead, so we can all step to the side of the trail and let them pass. And it's a nice loop. And again, because we will stop and start and see what we can see, it's pretty easy. We should be done in an hour or so, okay? Just tell me your names quickly. Where are you from?
I'm Tara from San Jose.
All right, Tara.
I'm Mary from San Jose.
Hi, Mary.
I'm Heather from Campbell.
Campbell, Heather from Campbell.
And Charmaine from Oviedo.
Oh, thanks for coming down, Charmaine. Ethel.
Laura from Oviedo.
And Miss Cora. All right, Winchie. What's your name, friend? Hi, Cheen. Nice to meet you. All right, very great to have you guys. So we got some representatives of Santa Clara County, right? Fantastic. Well, again, my name is Aniko Millen. They call me Ranger Kiko. They call me Big Mama. Why don't we get started? We'll be careful going through the gate not to touch. I do have hand sanitizer with me, an extra mask if they fly off. Let's go see what we can see. All right? Fantastic. So I do want to say this is one of the parks where we do have a cattle grazing program. It really is important for the safety of the people, for the safety of the cows. When you see these gates open, that we close them back. We're going to be headed out to the Lisa Killough Trail. Lisa Killough was a parks director that did a ton for Santa Clara County parks in acquiring property in particular. She was a planner that worked her way up. I had the pleasure of serving for her, working with her for years before she passed. But she did a lot for the county parks and getting new property. All right, let's see if we can see if anybody spots wildflowers. Point them out. The Native Americans use that. They actually use that, yes, for soap. So you'll see that actually pretty plentiful in the Santa Clara County parks, especially in this area. So the broader leaf, all right, soap root. Obviously, this was a rancho at some point, and how do we know? We can see the evidence of orchards. So these trees over here, maybe I actually don't know for sure if those are a plum or a cherry type of blossom. But when you see these blossom type of trees, those are, of course, they were part of an original orchard. You might ask, why use cattle? Why am I seeing cattle in what should be a wild park? Lots of more soap right here, guys. Why am I seeing cattle in what should be a natural park? Well, humans, we intervened a long time ago, right? We started bringing our cows, and we started planting, and we've taken away a lot of native species already. So here comes some more bikes, guys. We'll step off to the right. So what today's efforts are is to restore natural areas. And we actually use cattle grazing to do that, believe it or not. There was a time when we overgrazed. We used too many cattle. We put on as many cattle as the land could take. They would use it all up, and we move them to another area. This is probably why we don't have as many trees now, because we probably overgrazed it at one point. Well, we're trying to fix that. And through natural resource management plan, through habitat management plans, we bring cows back, especially in areas where we do have serpentine soil, and serpentine refers to that type of rock over there and the soils around it, because certain species, special species, grow in serpentine soil. So we'll bring in the cows that'll eat all the grasses down and help the native species pop up. So it's a good management plan now. And what we do most importantly is we will rotate them at the right time before it's too late. So cattle grazing is a good thing. It also certainly keeps down fire danger, which is so important right now. Here's our big Serpenti Rock. This is what is so unique about this area of California and the Bay Area in particular. And feel free to walk on in there. What's so unique about the serpentine, it's a super rich soil. It does attract some rare species, endangered species, or threatened species like the bay checker spot butterfly is one of them. It's a unique but identifiable rock. It's distinct in that it has, you'll see the lichen of all different colors. The blue, I call it blue, the light green, the white, and what I love is this brilliant yellow, and on this side you'll see, oh here we go, the oranges. When you see that, you're like, oh, that's serpentine soil. Very distinct, very distinct. Gonna come over here. It's almost like an art piece in itself when you look back at something that magnificent. These are excellent picturesque rocks that, yes, even the mountain lions like to sit atop them. So I often say, I was telling Mr. Richard when we were scoping this trail out, I said, one of these days I'm going to look up on a rock outcropping and there's going to be a lion looking down at me, which is fine as long as he stays there, right? So, yeah, so there's your serpentine rock. Absolutely.
Serpentine rock and serpentine soil.
Yes, yeah, the serpentine rock, the soil surrounding these type of outcroppings, serpentine soils, yeah. All right. And again, the cows coming up and around, they will eat down what we don't want, and it helps promote the growth of the good stuff, our native species. All right, we're gonna go through this gate.
Something dead?
Something's dead, yeah. Yeah, they don't hunt. They eat carrion, so they like dead stuff, already dead stuff. Usually it's not just one, there's several, and you can see them up soaring. I'll tell you, as a park ranger, when we are on search and rescue missions, we will watch those, especially if the person has been missing multiple days. We will watch the behavior of the turkey vultures, and we will follow their path. You know, follow nature, pay attention to nature. Hi, pups. All right, atop Mount Hamilton. That's pretty cool. Nice view from here. And I don't know if you know it, there's another county park over there, Grant County Park, Joseph Grant County Park. That is, I believe, about 11 miles below Lick Observatory to the left. Beautiful park. There's a campground there, a beautiful mansion that Joseph Grant had there. After COVID, we'll get back into programs there as well. So, best campsite is number 37. Research there. When we have fires in the area, we have to call them right away if they haven't already identified it, so they could close their hoods so they don't get smoke in the facility. Rock outcropping here. Perfect place to put a bench, don't you think, for the planner that did that? Absolutely lovely. The trail crew here, they have such a great vision in presenting the trails and setting up sites like this. Perfectly placed. Anyone know what this tree is? No, I know. You know, I thought it was oak too at first, but looking closer and studying it, it's a cherry tree. It's called a holly leaf cherry tree. And you can tell that the leaves do look very much like the holly, you know, like Christmas holly. So I'll share with you, there's a really cool app that you could get on your phone, and it is by iNaturalist. iNaturalist is a wonderful resource. Let's see if it comes back up. And the name of the app is called Seek, S-E-E-K. And what it enables you to do is you can put in where you are, and you just hold the camera up to, when it's not moving, hold it up to the species or the plant you're trying to identify, and there it tells you. Holly leaf cherry. This tree is famous for having the oak galls. We'll find a tree up there that has one. It is deciduous. They will fall, as opposed to the coast live oak, which stays green all year round, has leaves all year round, and has acorns also. But this one will drop its leaves, so they're coming back, nice young tender leaves. Valley oak. All right. What's new for Santa Clara County, I'm glad they did this, is they started adding trail junctions on there. See Trail Junction 33? If you were to open the map, and I didn't want to bring it because of the wind, it actually has a number 33 on there. Very good for search and rescue, very good for your own orientation, because it's a maze out there, especially some of the parks like Sanborn County Park. It's a maze. So on each face, we'll have where you're going. So if there's nothing on a face, just look on the other faces of the posts, okay? So this is their standardized trail marker. So North Ridge Trail and heading that way. And then this is a Lisa Killough Trail heading that way, okay? Up here we have one of our barn owl boxes. We had a wonderful volunteer many years ago who put in hundreds of boxes in Santa Clara County, not just at Santa Clara County parks, but in some of the other parks as well, because there are no more great places for them to nest, because our trees are disappeared, there's no more barns anymore. He put in a number of boxes, barn owl boxes, American kestrel boxes, to encourage them back to the area. Why is that important? Why is it important to increase the number or have owls in this area? Anybody guess?
More owls.
Why do we need more owls? Who knows? Who?
But the things they eat will get out of control.
The things they eat will get out of control. And what do they eat?
Mice.
Rodents. Let's just say rodents, right? Field mice. The human introduced, like the gophers that are not native anymore, ground squirrels. All of these things get out of control if there's no predator. So, ooh, nice windbreak. So if we help encourage their population growth, then it helps correct. It helps correct the populations of what they eat. Very good. I have in my hand, I present to you owl vomit. So I always think of a cat, but they do. They regurgitate what's called an owl pellet. So I'm going to give this to someone. We find these, and what we do is we actually disinfect them, right? And we use these for education. What you're going to find in here is everything that owl ate. It's a really fun experiment. We typically do not do in the wind, but I'm going to give this to someone. Actually, since you answered the question, would you like to do it? Would you like to do it? Very good. All right. So what you're going to do is slowly peel away this. Try to keep it out of the wind. You're going to slowly peel this away. Here, I'll let you do it. And there's a big old fur ball in there. It's such a fun exploratory, and I'll take your paper. I don't want that. Thank you. Look at that. All right, now we'll start to pick that apart. Now, what you're pulling apart, you got some fur. So we know they eat, mice and rodents. More fur. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that something? Whoops, there we go. A bone. Now look at that bone. It looks like a hip bone, or check that out. Check that out.
Wow.
Right? What other magic do you have in there?
Got more fragile bones.
Uh-huh, larger bone. So this is, like I said, owl vomit. It's all the...
I think this is a skull.
You got a skull in there?
Whoa.
Sweet!
Jackpot.
Jackpot, skull. Look at that. See that? Look at that little hip bone.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that something?
Wow,
I will buy them. We can order them that way. They're already disinfected, if you will, right? But you can find them at the base of owl boxes, or where they nest, okay? But mostly in like barns and protected areas. Isn't that something? They used to tape them. Sometimes they'll pick one and they'll tape the growth of the little owls, and then we'll do a clean out after they fledged, after they leave. And then we'll put in new shavings. They're gonna start popping out really good. There's some up there too. See this right here and up there? The poppies are coming. Not too much longer.
Can I pick you out the ones?
Well, the great horned owl is so big that, and they have like a territory. It's about, I want to say 16 miles of trail over there. A nice park you can go over pretty quickly. Also a big mountain bike and horse park. But it's a lovely park. You access that on Bernal. 101 in Bernal, it dead ends into Santa Teresa County Park. But there is the trailhead over there, the Stiles Trail, is right on the other side if you just go past or down that road over there, Schillingsburg or Fortini. I think we're so fortunate to live in this county, and that the residents have continued to vote for what is called the Charter Fund, to continue to buy land to preserve it and staff it, and then get it open so people can enjoy it. We're very fortunate. They're famous for getting these oak galls on them. You can look up and you can see the balls, right? What that is the oak gall, G-A-L-L, wasp, lands on the branch, lays its eggs on the branch, and this forms as a reaction. The oak gall larvae lives in here until maturity, and then they fly out. And you can see these little holes. That's where they're coming out. So this stays attached to the branch as a reaction, right? And then they'll come out of there. So that's an oak gall. And those are, again, they're on other oak trees too, but I see them the most on the valley oak, species. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. The California buckeye does grow a fruit, the Buckeye Fruit. It actually is poisonous. It's toxic. The Native Americans would use that not to eat, but they would grind it up into a powder, and they would throw it into a dammed up creek to stun the fish. Temporarily, the fish would float to the top, and they can net them. Smart, easy. Who needs a bone hook? So that's one thing that they could do. Woohoo! Let's see. In my bag of tricks. Here we go. Nice, thank you, Richard. So here's the California buckeye. So it'll fall on the ground and this will bust off. And you have that buckeye inside. Would the Native Americans eat this? I just told you it's toxic. No, however, if something happened to the acorns for that year, for whatever reason, in a pinch, the Native Americans could eat this. But what they would have to do, they grind it the entire same process as the acorns, but what they would do is they would have to leach it, meaning pour over hot water 12 times more, at least 12 times more than they would do for your normal, for the acorn mash. So the acorns, they would grind them in a mortar and pestle. The women would usually do this. And then they would gather up the flour, if you will, and they would pour hot water over that goes through a basket, but that yet would save the acorns. And then they can make things like acorn pancakes, right? Or hot cakes, right? Or hot water cornbread is what I would have if it was Mississippi. So this, it took a lot longer to reach out the tannins, the toxins that were in that. So if they had to, they would. But of course, acorns are so plentiful here, they usually didn't have to. But what they did do was stun the fish with that. It looks like a kestrel.
So far, you just like stay there?
Yeah, he's hovering because he has a prey in its sight. Oh, it's the bike scaring away. That looks like a kestrel. Yep. Go to the right, Mockingbird entrance to Almeda Quicksilver's that way. If you go to the left, you'll get to the Hacienda Entrance by La Forêt, across from La Forêt. And the Casa Grande Museum, more importantly. Open Space District, they did a wonderful job with interpretive exhibits up there. You could hike the trail from halfway up Hicks Road to the top. I highly encourage taking a picnic and going up there, and the views you see, you think this is great. It's really spectacular from up there. Amanum is a Native American territory or space also. And they say that Amanum comes from the sound that the Native Americans said that the hummingbird makes. That's where that came from. Oh, getting after that guy. Watch him, watch him. Is it still hovering? Still hovering. Yeah, see him? Look, he just raised up. I don't see what he spotted yet. I don't see it. Oh! 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 Yeah, he dropped down. The kestrel dropped down. He picked something up and now he's eating it. Whatever it is. Does anyone see it? You still see him flopping around, fluttering?
The chipmunks down there.
I don't know what he got. I don't think he got something that big. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Those are small ground squirrels. I know. Well, now he's going on at 12 o'clock. See him hovering? He's hovering. Do you see the palm? You see the palm trees in the distance? He must have just had a lizard or something. Better than TV. Love it. Oh, there he goes! Oh! I wonder if he got it. If he got it, then they'll usually, no, he didn't. If they get it, they'll pick it up and then they'll either stay and eat it or they'll take it somewhere else and eat it. There goes a little ground squirrel again. So he's trying again, or she. The kestrel has moved on.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, there is.
You see another one?
There's three. There's three. And there's two hovering. I'll get on camera for you guys to watch later. Here it comes. See? See? Two. See? Just flew by it.
Oh yeah. They're going over to the other side. Nice. All right.
So it was hunting.
Yep, it's hunting. It's hovering again.
Hovering, then if it's hovering, it should be a kestrel.
Is it? That's a big one. You sure? You see the blue on his face?
My brother got this.
You got it?
stuff.
Oh, look at that. You got it. Fantastic. Yes, my buddy here got a good photo.
Since he has a longer camera than mine.
Ah. Yeah, there you can see the kestrel. Lovely.